And there goes my camera. Hopefully I'm gonna focus on the couch. There we go. Oh, sleepy. It's been a long day. I started my day at 6 a.m. It's almost midnight now. Been going nonstop. I joined a workshop for shoulder mobility and strengthening for an hour and a half today. I went on the bike for about 45 minutes. I did a bunch of shopping, picked up a truck so I could carry over some shelving here, put together some furniture, and I went and I visited my family for the first time since COVID hit us really bad. It was my grandpa's birthday. I picked him up because my sister had strep throat. So I picked him up, drove him, spent the time outside at my dad's farm. I took a break about midway through, went inside his house, and he's got a gym set up in his basement. So I was using his machines. All he had was, he had machines where you could do pull downs, rows, bench press. So I gave him all a shot, maxed out his rowing machine. Thanks for the follow, for and before weight. How's it going tonight? Oh wow! Thanks for the follow, and thanks for the raid. Oh, so welcome to my workouts here. Let me grab my band here. I'm still figuring out my setup as I've just moved, but I started streaming in January. I was struggling with motivation for my workouts. Working out at home would just never quite cut it the way that the gym did. And I decided to use Twitch as a medium to make my workouts enjoyable again. But even then, I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. Met a lot of good people. How is everybody doing tonight? Hey, Liquid Stealth, how's it going? This is actually my third workout for the day. I started my day at 6 in the morning, left the house after breakfast, left at 8, went to the store, picked up some furniture, drove it back home, put it together. Then I joined a Zoom workshop, an hour-and-a-half Zoom workshop for shoulder mobility and strengthening. Then I saw my grandpa for the first time since the pandemic. It's his birthday tomorrow. Went to my dad's place. We had a social distance outside party. I skipped out about halfway in, went to my dad's basement and was working out on his machines. Got home not too long ago, went on the bike for 45 minutes, and then here I am with you, all ready for you guys. So I got Ja08, Form Before Weight, and then there's Liquid Stealth is another streamer. He's a good character. I will check out one of your streams, Form Before Weight, when I have a chance. Today, whoa, there goes my camera. I'll try to get it focused on my chair. I put that chair just because it's okay. There. That's push. Deadlifts, pause squats, leg extensions. I did legs 2 days ago, I think. Today I'm a little bit stiff, a little bit tender. Spent the entire evening on my feet, but couldn't complain. My dad's coming off of breaking his leg. He got into a bad quad accident, flipped his quad, shattered his leg. And then the guy never stayed off it, so he keeps injuring. Yeah. Sometimes that works. He just got the boot off his leg, but he still has screws in his leg, which they're looking to take them out in a year and a half. But until then, occasionally he can feel the screws rubbing on his tendons and stuff. So man, why does my camera keep going out of focus? Yeah, so I joined a 1.5 hour. It's my camera. I went. There it goes. I went and bought the most recommended camera for streaming Twitch, and the thing can't stay in focus. I've heard that this problem can often be fixed if you actually open the machine up break the seal of glue around the optics and then tighten them. Um, but I will probably buy another camera before I attempt that, because that way I'll have a spare camera in case I break the one I got. So every time I bend down to pick up the weights, it goes out of focus. Stay, stay. Here I am. But yeah, my dad was by himself, flipped his quad in the middle of nowhere, shattered his leg. He ended up loading everything back on his quad. He had to find his quad on the other side of the road, flipped his quad back over, drove it home. My dad was always really strong growing up, and it's actually a little difficult watching him getting old. I remember growing up, he'd flex his arms, and me and my brother would hang off his biceps. My dad is Ariel. Music makes every workout better. Oh yeah, so the story I was going to say here is I joined that shoulder mobility workshop, right? And I'm on Zoom, and there's probably like 50 to 100 other people watching on Zoom. And while he's while they were doing the lesson, um, I was there on camera following alongside. The guy actually called me out and used me as an example. So he like popped me up on the screen in front of everybody else. He's like, okay, now do this. And it was, that was an ego boost. Like there was at least 50 to 100 other people who had their cameras on. I'm not sure how many people had their camera off, but I very quickly skimmed through the list to see if there's anybody I recognized, because this was a lesson for partner dancing. It was entirely about the body and strengthening, protecting, and moving, but it was in preparation. It was of, well, it was with the mindset of improving dance mechanics. So when you're following, like as the woman will follow, like you typically follow your arm, and you never want you want strong enough shoulders so that when you're turning, it doesn't that you have the strength to connect into your shoulder and not lose your not lose your frame. And then there's a lot that goes on when you're leading as a lead as well as there's a lot of in a lot of dances, there's a lot of compression and there's a lot of elasticity. So sometimes it's just linear, where back, forward, and when you're coming back, you don't want to like collapse your shoulder. Then you got nothing to compress into. Everything you're doing, you're using it through your back, which goes right, so like, and then goes down all the way down to your ass. So even then, you're not really arm leading. A lot of it's using your frame and working with the connection. I do have music playing. My my computer filters it out, and I have a playlist on right now that's something like 500 songs that were put together, and they were put together for West Coast swing, which is a dance style that I do. It's very poppy right now. Other times I might put on other playlists like more blues, but this one, half the like more than half the so probably like 80% of the songs are songs I might have never heard before. So like the song's playing, it's very grounded. All right, thanks for dropping by. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. I actually went to bed last night at 7 p.m. I actually meant to take an hour nap, and I needed my sleep. Work was kicking my butt, and I slept for a good 11 hours. I was up at 6 o'clock in the morning and fully refreshed. But I gotta see my grandpa today, which is really nice. I've been afraid to see him really, but he's fully vaccinated now. For myself, I've got my first shot, and for him, he's got a lot of health problems now. Where who knows how many more birthdays we're gonna be able to celebrate with him. So that was mitigated whatever risks we could. But either way, I got to meet up with him. It was a little bit difficult though because he suffered maybe like half a dozen mini strokes not too recently, or not, I guess somewhat recently, and now it's affecting his mind because of it. So I had to repeat a lot of things in our conversations. Uh, so I actually really don't have a plan right now. Yeah, yeah, it was good seeing him. He's lost a lot of weight since I last saw him. I've been speaking to him on the phone pretty regularly. I've just been somewhat busy with the move the last month and a half. Um, but it's hard because he was always like super smart. Like his mind was like a whip, and you can tell he knows what's going on because he's frustrated with it. Um, before the pandemic hit, like right before the pandemic hit is when he was starting to have problems. And when he first started having problems, we all went out on a fishing trip. It was myself, my grandpa, my dad, and my uncle. And the whole time we were doing this, the whole time we were at this fishing trip, every time he opened the tackle box, he opened it upside down, and he spilt all the tackle all over the place. And it happened every time throughout. We were there for like a week, and like he was like, you could tell he was frustrated. He'd look at it, you could see he was confused. But then before like I could get to him and sort of help him out, it's there it is all over the floor again. And he was getting angry. Um, my dad has a bit of a abrasive personality, so he was teasing my grandpa a little bit, and my grandpa snapped. And so one day him and my uncle went out fishing, and I just stayed with my grandpa and talked the whole time. But this is also a time when I was recovering from a herniated disc and a torn glute, and which had pretty much knocked me down for about 2 years. And I was finally starting to recover from that, but spending a week on a boat was starting to wear me down. I ended up bringing my computer up with me on that fishing trip, and I did a 1 hour stretching routine every day, and they were ragging on me a little bit, like they're your stereotypical guys just ragging on another guy for stretching on a fishing trip, but really they knew I needed it. I knew I needed it because without it, I wasn't going to function. Um, what was funny is I started dancing very shortly after I started working out about 9 years ago, and very quickly, like it became a part of me, and I will never be able to go without music and without dance being a part of my life. And when I was broken, I, I couldn't do all my regular dance styles. Like I started with swing dancing, which is very pulsy and kicks. I went to blues, West Coast, ballroom, the Latin dances. I couldn't move my hips. Um, so while I was recovering from my herniation and my torn glute, I learned a new style of dance called kazumba. And kazumba, I could dance it while keep my body straight. Like realistically, you should get some hips involved, but it's not necessary as a lead. So turn, step, back, 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 turn, and that amount of movement actually helped with my recovery. Just with a little bit of stretch, it never pushed myself. It was something that I could do, and it got like blood flowing, and I got a little bit of movement. Um, and it was also nice being a beginner at a dance again, where I've taken so many that um, after a while you're no longer the new guy in the block, and it was nice being fresh from never taken the dance before. I started the same time, probably like 11 other people started, and all 12 of us grew and learned to dance together. And it was a really positive experience. It was taught out of this woman's house where she would have, I believe, 6 week lessons where you signed up for 6 weeks. You showed up once a week, and then there were dances and things in between. But over 6 weeks, you learn how to dance kazumba. And I took 3 of those in a row. Oh, that song's over. So I got to come up with a plan right now. I think I'm gonna hit my biceps, hit my forearms a little bit harder. Then I want to do some skull crushers today, and maybe I'll do some ab work. Maybe I'll grab my exercise ball and just have some fun. Maybe I'll do some handstands. I'm just having fun right now. I've also have a lot of food to work off. Um, my dad barbecued. I had 6 Smokies. I had 3 salads. I had a hamburger. What else I have? I had 3 cucumbers, and not small ones. And I had 2 slices of cake from 4 p.m. till 10 p.m. Smokies are essentially sausages that are filled with cheese. That's what we call them here. I got things around my feet. I gotta be careful not to step on when I'm dancing. Yeah, but I don't think I burnt that many calories. Actually, that's not true. I did 45 minutes on bikes. 45 minutes on bikes, but I didn't quite push myself that hard on the bike today. And my appetite has been through the roof because in the process of moving from Thursday to Monday, the 31st, I dropped 8 pounds from moving. I was cleaning and moving for 14 hours a day, and then I was having 2-hour workouts. And every workout, I was getting nostalgic. I'm like, this is the last chest day I'm ever gonna do. I'm ever gonna do at my old place. This is my last back day. This is my last leg day. And every day I was getting nostalgic. And I was really pushing myself. And all that cardio, moving everything up and down 3 flights of stairs, I dropped 8 pounds from a Thursday to a Monday. And after and after I was done, my appetite went through the roof as my body wanted to gain back that weight. And I had 2 options. I could either let myself eat and I go back to the weight, or I could restrict a little bit, and my body would eventually be comfortable at the new weight. But I've been letting myself put back on that weight, and to be satiated, it's taking me about 4,000 calories a day just to be satisfied. All right, this little gadget I built myself, piece of galvanized pipe. I have 2 different diameters. drilled a hole through it, stuck some rubber so the rope doesn't fray, spins the end of the rope, and I have it attached to some chain and some weight. Um, I got this from a hockey player's regimen where what they'll do is they'll take the same thing, but they'll use a broken hockey stick, and you hold the weight shoulder width apart. And it doesn't take a lot of weight to really struggle. So I got 10 pounds on here right now. 10 pounds isn't easy. 20 pounds, 25 pounds is my max, really. And if you have it down at your waist, it's easy, right? You have it at your waist, easy. But here, that'll make you work. All right, so I'm going to bring up the fat grips. Yeah. I get right in. Oh. I got this for the forearms, and I also have the fat grips. The fat grips will work more. This is all meat that you'll get from the fat grips. Like this is all just. And when you use the fat grips, you'll feel it there to the point where you can't do it more than once a week, or you'll burn your forearms out faster than they will recover, and then you're just in for a hard time because these things will burn you out. Oh. So I got my fat grips, and you can't see my pretty face. So let's fix that. When you're done with these, you won't be able to close your hands. Oh, oh, there we go. Whew. With normal dumbbells, they're very easy to hold, right? You just grab them, and there you go. Where for these, you're grabbing something and holding it like this and squeezing, and you're activating everything in your arm as you're coming down to whether you're working your bicep or your tricep. But you'll work out the whole. You get a lot of arm activation doing this. But it'll also limit how much weight that you're able to lift. I'm probably going to butcher this, but Ike Rodav. Oh, it's getting hot in here. Oh. I got a fan blowing on me over here. I got a fan blowing on me over here. I turned on the air conditioner and let it run for a while before I started my workout. But the thing is just too bloody loud to keep it on when I'm streaming. And when it comes to partner dancing, it's a good thing to be a heat box, whereas working out at home, it sucks, right? Give me a gym with great ventilation. I don't like to sweat when I work out. Eric. Yeah, I might do some ab work tonight. Normally I don't. Normally I get most of my stuff through compound lifts. And if I do ab work, I gotta like to make it enjoyable. I gotta mix it up. For years ago when I first started, I would train my abs for 15 minutes every night before bed. I would 15-minute abs, shower, bed, and I got absolutely sick of it. It's like when you eat the same food every day. Eventually, at some point, you're not going to be able to stomach anymore, and that's what happened with me, the traditional crunches. And now, if I want to do abs, I got to do like windshield wipers, just stuff that's really gonna keep my mind stimulated. All right, so I am going to do 2 more sets of these back rips. Um, let's throw in some dips in between for good measure. Chair dips are great. Hey, Banda, it's been a while. How have you been? Welcome to my new place. How's it been? It's my, I guess it's officially my grandpa's birthday today. We had his birthday a day early. So I went and I saw my family for the first time since, I guess, early in the pandemic. Wore my mask the whole time. When I ate my food, I separated myself to another side of the property. Legs are one of those things where it takes a lot of effort. Like even if you're able to grow your legs without a lot of volume, um, to grow, you need hypertrophy and use as much volume of that as you can. But it's a lot easier to get hypertrophy on something like your biceps than it is on your legs. It just takes more effort out of you. And then there's certain things which genetics, like depending on the genetics, but like typically when it comes to calves, for most people, it takes a lot of work for a little bit more of calves. And for myself, when my calves were the best, was when I was learning how to do Charleston. At the time, I was training my calves like really actively, but Charleston is a swing dance where you are constantly kicking and you're essentially pulsing on the balls of your feet for song after song, and not all runners have buff legs. I don't know if I can get a good. I think I'd have to move my camera. If I can get. Oh, there. Oh, it starts going blurry. Don't go blurry. I'll do it later. Okay, that worried me. When I started my stream for like the first 10 minutes, my camera was blurry. Okay, stay. Let's do my next set though. What happened is when I first started my stream, every time I dipped off camera, it'd go blurry. And I'm worried it's gonna do that again. But right now, 2018, I herniated my disc and I tore my glutes. And before that, I had really, really good legs. Like for me, I spent all my energy on my legs and my back. And when I hurt myself, I dropped 60 pounds. And most of that was from my legs. I literally watched my legs shrivel up in real time. And then until early 2020, I couldn't train my legs. And then right around January, I started training my legs again. And very quickly, I was recovering. I'm wasting my energy talking. And I mean my oxygen. And then by August 2020, I was I was deadlifting 575 pounds, and my legs were strong, but they still weren't shaped how they used to be shaped. And hey, Oni-chan, how's it going? Oh, officially welcome to my new place, my humble abode. I'm just fooling around like usual. It's been a good day. I got to see my family today for the first time since the beginning of the pandemic. I've been talking with my grandpa over the phone, but he's had probably about half a dozen mini strokes in the last couple years, and it's affecting his memory. So it was a little bit difficult because he always used to be like smart as a whip. Now it's just like everything I have to repeat to him. I probably repeated to him like 10 times that I had moved, and he knew I moved, but for some reason he thought convinced himself it was in the same building or something. But either way, it was a good time. I'm liking it. I went and bought some shelving today, put it together. I hit my hammer with my thumb. Yes, I meant to say it that way. Well, what happened is I was holding a piece of wood and I was hammering the wood to knock the shelf into place, and the wood crumbled and broke, and my hammer went right through the wood and hit my thumb. So I actually cracked my you can't really see, but I cracked my thumbnail. So I hit my hammer with my thumb this morning. I went to a workshop. I went to an online Zoom workshop for shoulder strengthening. It was all internal, external rotation, and unlike most workshops, it wasn't focused on the most regular lifts you'd hear, or the most regular strengthening exercises you'd hear, because most of those target where you're typically going to be strong. This one was targeted for where you're more likely to be weak, and it was also tailored more towards dancers. So it was put on by some professional dancers in the West Coast swing community. And I had a ego boost when halfway through the lesson, there was about 50 people with their cameras on, 50 to 100 people with their cameras on. No idea the amount of people that were on there without their cameras. But he ended up targeting me out and then used me as an example. So suddenly, boom, I'm there right in the middle of the page. He's like, okay, now show me what you're doing. And it was a good little hooray me. But then it was back to back to the lesson and just made me feel good. My dad has a home gym in his basement, but it's all machines. He doesn't have any free weights. But I skipped out of the party for a bit, went to his basement, and I maxed out all his like I was doing. I maxed out his rows, I maxed out his pull downs, I maxed out his bench press. All right, so I'm gonna do one more set of the back grips. Um, I want to do skull crushers today. Maybe I'll do lat pullovers. But I'm honestly feeling I'm feeling good. I feel like an accomplished little man. My spirits are up. It's been a good day. Even when I was in the middle of moving, when I was in the middle of moving, I was cleaning and moving for 14 hours a day. But just being active and really, I was productive every day, and I had a plan, and I more or less stuck to it, and I got everything I needed to get done. And just being active like that, it did a lot for my mental health. Like I was just feeling like I was feeling like a nice little productive adult, and like I wasn't moping around. I was inside, outside. All right, next set. Let's go. Hopefully the cameras don't blur when I dip off screen here. Ah! All right. Let's make faces at the camera till it. I don't know why it's been doing that. I'm gonna put down this weight because it's tearing on my grip. That's frustrating. I will be going back to in-person dance events eventually. Unfortunately, that is not going to be any. Actually, I'm gonna maybe it'll focus on my couch. So, um, unfortunately, that's not going to be anytime soon, and I miss it dearly. Yeah, there we go. That worked. Um, yeah, who knows when really? Like even when it's safe to do so. Also, I don't know if I ever said thanks for the follow there, Eric, but thanks for the follow. Um, but even when it's safe to do so, the fear is going to keep people away for even longer than that, as well as the dance studios in our city have been closing down one after another as they've gone over a year with zero income, and it's rough, right? Like these aren't just dance studios. I actually know the people that are running them, and I know the struggles that they're going through, and it's tough. Whew, that first time you close your hands after doing that, it's liberating. Like it's just like, oh, you melt. See, that imbalance could be for a wide variety of reasons. If you're talking, your shoulders are, say, more slumped or they're more pulled forward, you gotta focus more on being able to get that external rotation in your shoulder, right? Like you're coming forward, externally rotate, your body has to be able to do both. And if there's imbalances where something's pulling, like if you're doing, like it can just be a lot of you're sitting down in front of a computer, or like maybe you do more pushing than you do pulling. You need to be able to open up, and some of that can be just from focus. What could help? You can focus on posture, standing up nice and tall, nice and wide. I like to use the wall, get my head, my shoulder blades, my butt touching the wall. But then a lot of varying pulling exercises can help fix a lot of imbalances, but it's really hard to say without actually seeing the exact situation that's causing it. There are various shoulder exercises you can do. The, and problem is when it comes to shoulder exercises, there's a very like fine tune between you're doing it right and you're hitting everything properly, or you're not. And so like like one exercise I'm doing right now, I'm taking the slack out with my back arm, having this arm 90, having elastic, and focusing on the rotation in the shoulder. So I'm not like doing it with the wrist. I'm actually, so the shoulder either internally rotates or externally rotates. And if you get a band, you can get either motion with resistance. But a good way to start, pick some compound lifts that are both pushing and pulling, and try not to go significantly more with one or the other, and just focus on having proper body, like learn the exercises as well as you can. Like if you're going to do a push-up, learn how to do a push-up properly, and spend more time on learning how to do it properly than anything else, right? If you're having imbalance in your shoulder, if you're coming in, you can't see, but that was, I'm trying to show you sort of what you'll see, what you want to be careful of. So you see Like if they're coming in here, I'm putting a lot of pressure on my shoulders. That's not how it's going to work. You want to get a push up. And there's a lot of good resources out there on YouTube on how to do the exercises correctly, which can put you down the right path. But more specific advice is going to have to depend on your specific situation. And a lot of specific advice could potentially put you down the wrong path, where you might be able to get more out of more general advice, and you're sore. Yeah, most people, you'll fix a lot of your shoulder issues by just throwing in more pulling exercises. Really, you're typically never going to go wrong. If you can, you do rows, right? Because you have to lock in. You never let the weight pull your, like if you let the weight do it, it'll pull you out of frame. You want to keep your shoulders like locked. Like I've got a workout brain right now. I can't actually remember all the terms anymore. But it's like your scapula. I can't remember what the term is. You take your, like, what's that term? I don't want to say. I don't want to say externally rotate, but it's, man, I've got the workout fatigue brain right now. But what you'll be able to see in my body, where you're doing rows, if the weight pulls you, right? This is not going to help fix your shoulder problems. Keep yourself locked in, and when you pull, controlled, and that's going to help keep everything in the right place. It's going to build up your stabilizers. It's going to build up muscle where you need it. You can focus on, like, you can do more exercises more to rear delts. If you go a little bit wider and you bring your elbows past your like parallel point, you're going to work a little bit more rear delt. This is my rear delt right here. All right, so I've spent a lot of time, like, this is hard as a rock right now. So it almost feels like bone, but it's muscle. This is part of the shoulder. It's the rear delt. Anyways, I'm going to do my next set right now, and then I'll probably jump straight into the wrists, and then I'll get myself ready for some skull crushers. But yeah, like with pulling exercises, just like with pushing exercises, you got to protect your shoulders. So learn the exercises. If it feels bad on your shoulders, stop immediately. Not really. That's too much of a blanket statement to say. No, I wouldn't say leg workouts increase more testosterone. Testosterone is governed by a whole bunch of factors, a whole bunch of hormones, insulin, genetics, age factors. There are certain things you can try to do to create more of an anabolic response in your body naturally, like depending on like how you plan your meals, having like, say, a lot of carbs right before you work out, and then more after before bed. You can create an anabolic response, but it's tricky. But training your legs is great. You're training a lot of muscles, a lot of big muscles. It's necessary. You get a lot of improvement because most things that most people do is upper body, whereas like your lower body, that's where a lot of power comes from. That's where a lot of athletics comes from. A lot of performance comes from, as well as you're able to burn a lot of calories with your legs because they're able to put out a lot of wattage, as well as for most leg exercises, you're training your core as well as, and it's not easy. So, like the harder you try, the more results you're going to get. And for the most part, you can't just half butt a leg workout. Oh. All right, I'm gonna change up my music here, and now I got an ad. But yeah. Um, for myself, for eggs, I will try to eat more egg whites as opposed to whole eggs. Whole eggs are a lot higher in calories, whereas egg whites are the filling part, much lower in calories. Although so on the weekends, occasionally I will have a 12 egg omelet. It's just I don't have trouble eating 12 eggs at once. Eat that with like 500, 600 grams of meat. Put in some sauce, put in some lettuce or some vegetables. I can eat. Um, but one thing I'll get back to that testosterone and training, resistance training can give some boost to testosterone, but it's not really as significant as when it like as the other factors that come into play. Oh, I've honestly I gotta like jumpstart my brain here. And this song isn't doing for me either. This song is all harmonica. All right, here we go. But yeah, like for testosterone, active exercise will help you maintain healthy testosterone levels for longer. But train like like a lot of how testosterone works is when you're healthy and you're active, your body is going to have more like healthy range testosterone. Whereas if you're starving or some other factors come into play where you're not healthy, your testosterone can plummet. So one thing that happens with, say, professional natural bodybuilders, right? Like when they're around their like 11 to like say like 9 to 14% body fat, or even some, like depending on genetics, some people can be 7 to like 14% body fat and have healthy testosterone levels, like really optimal testosterone levels naturally. But once you start going down to like 5 to 7%, the body just is starving and doesn't want to reproduce. Like a lot of stuff just tanks. So your testosterone level tanks, your libido can tank. All right, so let's this. Yeah. I've been I've been 5% body fat before with nothing but muscle on me, and I was not happy. Like I did it and I suffered through it, and I've done it twice, but it was rough. Like everything becomes everything you're eating, and you are doing cardio like hard on an empty stomach while you're starving, and you would like kill somebody for a pizza or for a Pop Tart. And for myself, I start to get lethargic below 7% body fat. So right now I'm still around 11%. I haven't tested myself for about 2 months. Last time I tested myself, I was at about 11%. I haven't changed too much, but below 7%, well, everybody has a different amount of fat cells in their body, and you have a set point based off that's different from everybody else's set point, which is what your body would naturally gravitate towards for a body fat percentage. And some people can get to like 4% body fat. Some people can never get below 7, and some people to get to 7% body fat, or even some people to get to 10% body fat, are going to have to struggle as much as somebody who gets down to 5% body fat. But some people can get to 5% body fat and can still function and live a perfectly normal life. Almost everybody, when they get down to 5%, cannot function. So you see these professional bodybuilders, they're on stage, and they show up and they get everything. They get themselves weighed, and they have to get helped on this. Like they'll have one person on each arm helping them onto the scale because they don't even have enough energy to physically get on the scale to weigh themselves. That's what happens. Your body goes into starvation mode and it shuts down to conserve energy. It's like, I'm dying. I don't know what your big brain is trying to do here. I just know that this body is starving and it's not getting the calories it needs, and I need to preserve energy in order to survive. So it will shut down, and it's like shoulder checking when you're driving. Too much energy, right? It'll take too much out of you, so you don't do it. Yeah, and when it comes to women, the body fat percentages are actually a lot different. So like 18% is perfectly healthy for women, and will look a lot different than, well, actually will look a lot more fit than say 18% on a man. And often what it is men tend to have our belly fat more in their stomachs, where women tend to have their body fat more in their legs. And leg body fat is a lot healthier than belly body fat. And the fat in the belly causes a lot of complications, cause a lot of issues, and and health complications. All right, so I'm gonna do some dips, then I'm gonna do some skull crushers. I got some on me. I have 6 abs that you can see, 2 that are still buried underneath fat, and I gotta get down to a low body fat percentage to see them. Also, I'm assuming you're talking about me. If you're talking about someone else, I'll have to make you go away. Can't hurt my feelings, but don't be mean. I can take some sarcasm. There we go. She has the power. Oh wait, Banda's the VP. Thank you for that, Banda. Our Banda's the moderator on each ends. Okay. Oh. Yeah, for myself, I'm actually I'm used to training, like, I'm actually heavier than most people think I am. I'm 190 pounds. Well, actually, I'm not 190 pounds right now. All right. If you can deal with that, I'm actually going to grab my scale and weigh myself. Just one sec. Yeah, so I'm 186 pounds. 186 pounds, 5'11". Um, in in 12 days, I put on. I can't math right now. I think I put on 4 pounds in 12 days. So I dropped 8 pounds in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So in 5 days, I dropped 8 pounds, and then in 10 days, I put on 4 pounds. So I've got about another 4 pounds to go, and then I'll get back down to 100. Get back to 190 pounds. Thanks for that, Banda. Banda has the power. The power. I only got this much power, right? Banda's got. He's got the power to deal with you guys. Well, it's more important to be healthy than anything else. And a little bit of cardio is going to go a lot longer on the way to making you being healthy. Like, the most important organ you got is the heart, or the most important muscle you have is the heart. And like, you're gonna strengthen your heart by doing some cardio exercise. That will go a lot longer for keeping you healthy than weight training will. But weight training is like, but the trifecta of living a healthy lifestyle. You gotta eat well, you gotta sleep well, you should be doing some cardio, you should be doing some weight training. Because the resistance training, that's going to, like, it's going to keep your posture, it's going to keep your body functioning better. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna get that natural boost of hormones every day. It's going to be easier to eat well because for every pound of muscle you gain, it's going to naturally just burn more calories. But if anything, it's important to eat regularly. We are creatures of routine. Routine does wonders for your mental health. Like it doesn't even matter really what your routine is. As soon as you start to throw it off, it's like life starts to just get harder out of nowhere. It is, and you only have so much energy that you can put in a day. Um, so you do what you can with what you have, and you set the path ahead of you to so that all you have to do is just walk down it, right? Like you don't want all these tripping hazards that you can step over. You set yourself up on the right way. You make it easier for yourself. You make it so that you can enjoy it. You make it part of your lifestyle. So it's like, oh, it's this time. This is what I do. Okay, so an hour, then I go back like an hour of this, and I go back to what I want to my schooling or to my work. Um, and you don't need to do tons, right? Like if you're doing cardio 3 times a week, that's plenty. Like if you're doing cardio for 45 minutes for 3 times a week, that's going to keep you. That's going to do one. That's going to do a lot for your heart. Whereas for weight training, um, even if you're only doing 3 times a week, if you're able to really push yourself in those 3 times a week, right, you can get a lot of benefit out of that. I'm going to do skull crushers. I'm going to set myself up for them. But honestly, I love the whole process. It's I enjoy the I'm appreciative of the people I've met. Um, when you're healthy, you also have more energy just to go out there and attack the world every day. Um, if you're overdoing it, you're gonna start wearing yourself down, and you can feel that. Don't overdo it, right? You want to feel good. You don't want to feel like crap every day. And from my experience, just being active and regular with it makes a world of difference. And someone gives you the energy you need to keep doing it all. Oh, all right, let's try to get this thing set up. Yeah, some of the fitness communities are some of the most welcoming group of people I've ever met. But maybe I'm biased. But then again, I've also met really good people all over the place. Partner dancing. I met people through work, through different activities, and I guess I just like people. There we go. Whoops. All right. Next set. How's this set up? Where is this thing? Oh, This thing feels like it's kind of loose. I need more water. Actually, I have one right here. Good. But my advice to you on each end, I guess they'll stay the same. Um, Adopt the exercise themselves. Give them lots of love. Adopt them as your own until they are second nature. Learn the form. Spend a lot of time just learning how to do the exercises properly. Incorporate more pulling exercises. And learn how to pull properly, right? Like a lot of machines can somewhat pull you through improper planes of motion. You want to stay away from a lot of that. Learn how to Boruto, the next Pepe. Uh, I'm feeling very mellow right now. It's been a good day. I got to see my family for the first time. See, to get shredded, you just have to be in a calorie deficit and have some muscle remaining. So if you don't have muscle, and if you get shredded, or say you go on a high calorie deficit, you're just going to become very skinny, very lean. Whereas if you have muscle and then you remove the fat, the muscle just pops. And abs can be a lot more difficult to obtain for women than men. And a lot of abs are genetic as well. But you can always increase the size of your abs by training them. If you are overweight and you want your abs to show, you're not going to get there by doing ab exercises. Whereas you still need ab exercises to for them to grow larger, but you're not going to burn very many calories doing so. And if you're not burning the calories and you're training your abs, so your abs are getting stronger and bigger, your stomach is going to get bigger because the muscles are going to get bigger, but the fat on top of that is going to remain. So it's just going to push out a little bit more. So to get shredded, it comes down mostly to being in a calorie deficit over a long period of time. And for myself, I understand exactly what I need to do and how difficult that is. I've done it before, and I'm intending to do it again soon. I just haven't been in a position in my life where I could really dedicate myself to there, and struggle. Right now, I'm just doing things that are easy for me. Um, but to be shredded, if what you want is being shredded, my recommendation would be lose the weight slower while building as much muscle as you can. I'd be less focused on losing the weight, stay in a small calorie deficit, and you can, as long as you're in a very small calorie deficit, you can gain muscle while burning fat. It's just going to take a little bit longer, but you'll get there with the muscle and the low body fat percentage. Whereas, and when it comes to, and if you're having trouble being in a calorie deficit, and if you're not getting there with your diet, then you have to do more cardio. You have to move your body more. And if you're moving your body more and you're still like you're doing more cardio and you're still not losing the weight, then you got to eat less. It's the only thing that it's the way it works. Laws of thermodynamics, energy in versus energy out. Um, Not every calorie that you ingest actually gets burned and consumed as or gets absorbed by your body, but like my recommendation is if you want to get shredded, focus on building muscle while staying lean. So don't start like you don't have to eat. You can like if you're hungrier because you're burning more calories, you can eat more. But if you start to gain weight, cut back on that. Like cut back so you're at least maintaining your current weight, or even drop. Like you can lose a little bit of weight while you're in a calorie deficit. Or sorry, you can lose a little bit of weight while you're building muscle. I don't speak that language, sorry. But what is that? Sos como Leon. Anyways, I'm gonna do my next set. Yeah, because you can put on more muscle if you don't care about gaining fat as well. Um, but to become lean after that and become shredded, you're gonna have to not you're gonna burn off the fat, but you're also gonna burn off a lot of the extra muscle that you gain from training while being a little bit more bulky. All right, next set. How's that? That's a little bit too low. That should be good. Skull crushers. Let's not actually crush my skull. Where's the weight? Not hard. So this is only 75 pounds, but no, more than that. What is this? I think this is 85 pounds. But I don't feel like going and getting more weight. This is the only plates I brought with me to this room right now. The rest are in my workout room, which I can't use because I don't have a desk in there yet. I couldn't fit a desk in the room because mine was too big. Oh. I gotta focus more on the vacuum. I used to practice the vacuum pose, and actually more than practicing, I used just to focus on the muscles involved in pulling the stomach up, as opposed to actually posing. Ah, great. I got a. Looks like I got a hornet in the apartment. I'm gonna have to kill it. That's annoying. How'd you get in? Well, ow! I kicked my weight. Ow! I was distracted looking for the hornet. Oh, that opened my eyes. You can cramp, but for the most part, you're focusing on squeezing the muscles unless you're really not understanding what you're doing and you're somehow grinding your joints when you're trying to pose. Um, I suppose if you'll, I suppose you could tear something while you're posing, but you actually actively have to try to do so to the point where you would be knowing that you're hurting yourself well before you get to the point where you actually hurt yourself. But you can squeeze any muscle till it hurts. If I want to, I can cramp my lats right now. I just, oh, 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 I cramped up my lats right there. Made me a little bit lightheaded. But I'll walk around, shake it off. I'll be fine. Also, hi. Yeah, I've been stuck behind a train on the road before, sitting there just flexing my muscles in the car just for shits and giggles, seeing if I can cramp my back. So I'm sitting there with my hands on the steering wheel. I'll try to squeeze right here. With a, oh, I don't need weights to squeeze the muscles, make it work. Yeah. I just got a hornet in my place that's distracting me. I don't know where it went, but it's flying around. So if suddenly you see me jump off camera with like I'll grab a boot, it's like ah, you'll see me just just dive off screen with give it the people's elbow. Yeah, I don't know how it got in here, but do not approve. So it's been a good day. I went to bed last night at like 7 p.m. I went to go take an hour nap, and I woke up probably around like midnight, not knowing what's going on. I'm like, oh, it's midnight. I must have went to bed already, and okay, let's just keep sleeping till the morning. Woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 6 in the morning. I was out of my place at 8 after a really nice breakfast. I went, picked up some shelving. I did a bunch of shopping for my new apartment, and I came back, put together the shelving. Um, then I did an hour and a half of a Zoom shoulder mobility and strength training workshop, um, tailored towards partner dancing on how to improve your strength and so that you don't injure yourself when you're partner dancing. Um, and then right from there, I went, picked up my grandpa. It's his birthday tomorrow. I picked up my grandpa. I brought him to my dad's place. It's the first time I saw my family, including my grandpa, since the pandemic. And I was still a little bit nervous to see him because, like, if I get COVID, I don't really like. I'll it might like hopefully I'll get through it without any scratches, but ultimately it's my body. I can deal with it. If I were to say pass COVID on to my grandpa and the worst would happen, I would never forgive myself. So I was a little bit hesitant to even driving him, but I wore my mask all the time. I kept the window open. He was in the back seat. I was in the front seat. And at this point, he doesn't have that many years left in him. So, who knows how many more birthday parties we're going to be able to have for him. So, so I went there. I saw my family. It was felt good. I skipped out of the like it was. My dad has a farm and a bunch of an acreage. I skipped out, went to his basement because my dad was telling me about his weights he has, and it turns out all he has is machines. So I maxed out his row machine. I maxed out his pull down machine. I maxed out his bench press machine. And okay, that was fun. So I did a little bit of workout midway through. Then I got home maybe around I got home maybe around 10:30 p.m. and I did 45 minutes on the bike. Not really hard cardio, just moved my body a little bit. Had just burnt off some of the calories from all the food I ate, and then came here. So I've been going all day. I I I ate well. Like for my supper, I ate. I don't even remember anymore. I think I had 6 Smokies, 2 hamburgers, 3 salads, 3 cucumbers, and 2 slices of cake. I may have got that wrong. Whatever I said earlier on in the stream was actually what I ate. I actually don't remember right now. I've got workout fatigue brain going on right now. I'm too lazy to find more weight to go add to this thing. I could like bench press it, but no, I'm gonna stall pressures. Got the easy grip. Oh, I kicked the weights again. Oh, oh, my triceps feel. Nah. There's a another streamer that I watch, Hime. It's her and her husband do fitness streams pretty much every day, and I'll watch them. That'll motivate me. And once they stop streaming, I'll start streaming a couple hours later. And they do like a little like if you give them biddies, they're like do like a little biddy dance. But I don't copy it. I don't do it justice. I'll have to next time they do it, I'll have to really focus in and try to take pointers and steal their dance move. I want to go find that hornet and kill it. I'm not happy about. So I figured I'll do maybe one more set and then is of this, and I'm wondering if there's anything else I want to do. It's been a good day. Let's do some. I'll do some shoulders in between the next set. Oh, I'm sinking. Oh. I'm full of it. Let's find a song that pumps me up for my last set. Next, Show Me by Kid Ink. Is this any good? It's starting off too slow. No Diggity. I know the songs. I need something fast. If the song doesn't hit me in the first 3 seconds, I'm switching. Oh, now I got an ad. I switched too many times. Oh, I'm listening to Up Down. I did a dance routine to this song once. I remember this song. There was so Up Down by T-Pain. I did a West Coast swing dance choreography to the song. It was all lead and follow, but it was choreographed. And what I remember most about that choreograph is that there was hands on ass in that one. So it was like both ways. It was a very sexualized choreography. And I was partnered with one of the hottest redheads that uh, that I know, and she was like a very earthy, takes no shit kind of girl. But this flash mob was just like a lot of fun, and unfortunately, I don't think I remember any of the moves anymore. I remember this part. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to dance. If I've done a choreography to a song, I will not be able to dance to it freely on my own because I will get stuck with the choreography. So I'm switching to songs. Nothing's pumping me up. I need to go out on a high tonight. Omni 1242. All right, suddenly I've got blues. BB King. I remember when BB King passed. I was we held a memorial for him at this blues bar I go to. There we go. What song was that? I never heard before, but it had Turn All the Lights On by T-Pain and then Neo. That was everything I wanted out of a song before bed. Got me moving. Oh, now let's do one more set here. Neo. I do not know my songs very well. And even when the songs I do know, I am very bad at lyrics. And I have quite a few hilarious stories when it comes to getting the lyrics wrong. Starting from when I was in high school, thinking Aerosmith's Dude Looks Like a Lady was Do It Like a Lady. And I was singing in my beat up Ford F-150 at 11 o'clock at night in the middle of a subway parking lot that I thought was deserted with the window down singing Do It Like a Lady to Aerosmith when I had some of my classmates come by saying, Adam, what the heck are you singing? It's like, it's Aerosmith. Do It Like a Lady. It's like, no, it's not. It's Dude. So that was the start of me, my realization that I am not a lyrics guy. All right, let's do one more set and move on. I'm not centered on this bench. All right. There we go. Now let's see who's on here. I'm in need of a shower. I got a hornet in my apartment I have to find and kill. I hate hornets indiscriminately. Let's send you this guy. Oh, I got some whispers. I'll read those later. Let's close this down. So, is that, whoa, what happened? I hit a button and okay. Commands in Twitch are scary. So, I'm gonna send you this guy's way. Do some. All right. Thank you, everybody, for spending your evening with me, joining me on my journey for self-improvement, getting a little bit stronger every week. See if I can go last. I never know if I'm doing the lat stretch properly. But thank you, everybody. I'm gonna share the love, send you off to this guy. Takes a little energy on my part, and maybe I'll make his night. So share the love. I know several of you might still have been here from when I got rated earlier. Thank you for that. It was form before weight. I will remember to give him a follow. Have a good night, everybody.